Can you invest in SpaceX? By www.profitableinvestingtips.com. The United States is again launching astronauts from U.S. soil to the International Space Station. Since the Space Shuttle program was retired, the USA had to pay Russia to launch U.S. astronauts from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan. The credit goes to SpaceX and eventually to Boeing, as SpaceX has passed all of NASA's tests, including a test flight with 2 astronauts to the space station. Boeing is fixing a glitch that has put them back a step or two. You can easily invest in Boeing, but can you invest in SpaceX? The quick answer is that you cannot invest directly in this private company, but it is still possible to do so indirectly. SpaceX and rocket boosters that can be used again and again. One of the keys to success in exploration of space, keeping the space station going, returning to the moon, or going to Mars, is reducing the cost of launching a rocket. According to CNBC, 60% of the cost of a big rocket is the booster. With the exception of the Space Shuttle, rocket boosters were always allowed to fall back to Earth after a launch. But SpaceX changed that by launching rockets, turning off the booster before all of the fuel was used, and then reigniting the booster to fly back to Earth and land. This has become standard for SpaceX launches and makes their system hugely more efficient than those used by anyone else. Goals of SpaceX. This private company was founded in 2002 with the stated purpose of reducing the costs of space exploration and eventually going to Mars. It has succeeded in reusing boosters and has a contract to bring astronauts to the space station. Mars is still in sight, but a ways off. Can you invest in SpaceX? According to WFMJ, the original money for SpaceX came from the private equity group Founders Fund. A later investment came from the DFJ Investment Group. The third round of funding came from Fidelity and Google. Since Fidelity is private, the only way to invest in a company that has equity in SpaceX is to invest in Alphabet, Google's parent company. It is unlikely that Elon Musk, who is the driving force for SpaceX as well as Tesla, will ever want the company to go public despite the huge windfall that would mean for the original investors. That is because Musk still wants SpaceX to accomplish its ultimate goal of going to Mars. Diluting the control of the original investors, including Musk, would endanger the fulfillment of that dream. Alphabet has a market cap of just over $1 trillion. Alphabet's share of SpaceX would be worth a couple of billion or more if the company went public. Thus, if you were to invest in Alphabet to get a piece of SpaceX, your SpaceX investment would only be 0.2% of your Alphabet investment. Nevertheless, Alphabet is a pretty good investment for the long term. For more insights and useful information about investments and investing, visit www.profitableinvestingtips.com.